John Lennon wasn't only one of the most popular men of all time, but also one of the most controversial ones. Back in the Beatlemania years, the Beatles were seen as a boy band, as entertainment for the youth, but when they started to interact with the media, they realized the boys had a lot to say. Paul had his moments, his comments on LSD being the best example, but the true final boss of interviews was the one and only John Lennon.
They think your haircuts are un-American.
Well, it was very observant of him, because we aren't American, actually.
Sure.
There's a lot of moments to choose from, like that one time he said the Beatles were more popular than Jesus, but there's a particular 1968 interview that marked the moment John Lennon became a full-on activist. Most of the interview is actually not even about politics, but for a little less than a minute, John goes on a rant about the government and the people who have the power.
All our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. You know, and I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12 way down the line, but I expressed it differently all through my life.
Let me remind you that this is 1968. Today it's pretty normal to see people on the internet criticizing the government, but back then, for someone as famous as John Lennon, it meant a huge amount of controversy. However, for John, this only added fuel to the fire. He was always very outspoken about his belief, but this interview was a before and after for him. Once 1969 rolled in, he was deep into politics, participating in protests and making his music more political than ever. He did get into some weird forms of protest, but at his core, John always knew something was wrong with society. And instead of continuing with his Fab Four persona, he used his platform to tell us, the people, the reality about the world we live in.
If anybody can put on paper what our government and the American government, etc., and the Russian, Chinese, what they are actually trying to do, you know, and what they think they're doing, I'd be very pleased to know what they think they're doing. I think they're all insane. You know, but I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. You know, that's what's insane about it.